Okay, so we're going to be talking about assembling the small instrument of the saxophone and embouchure and first sounds. So, first of all, you want to soak the reed. And this is a little different than clarinet. You have to soak the reed a little longer because it's a bigger reed. You're not going to get as easy of a vibration if you just soak on it for 30 seconds or so. So you want to soak this pretty good. You want to make sure it's in your mouth past this point right here where it's shaved. And you want to do that for a good minute, minute and a half or so. Just long enough for you to put the saxophone together, maybe a little longer. And then you're going to grab your mouthpiece, ligature, and neck. And you take the ligature off after you loosen these screws a little bit. Put that aside. And you're going to want to put this mouthpiece on in a way that you're not pushing from this end and you're not putting a whole lot of pressure on this piece right here. You want to grab it like this and squeeze. And if you really need to put squeeze on it, you can squeeze right here because it's not really going to hurt anything. So you can take it with your other hand and just twist it on back and forth. About 2/3 of the way. You can see, especially on mine, let me pull it out a little bit, you can see where it's been put on, and from past people who have played my instrument and most people who first start don't have a brand new saxophone, so this should be easy. And you want to make sure that this 4C logo is in line with this thing right here. Not sure what that is yet, but we're going to learn. And once you get that done, you got all this in line, all set up and nice and pretty. Go ahead and put your ligature on. Make sure it's loose enough so you can put the reed on there. You want to put it up a little bit so you can get the reed on. And I soaked my reed before this video. You guys are probably going to want to soak your reed while you're doing this. You put the reed where it goes, like that, while the ligature is still up. That's how I like to do it. Read where it goes, make sure it's in line from side to side, top to bottom. It's in perfect line, and then keep it in place and lower the ligature down to these little score lines so it shows you, make sure the ligature is where it needs to be. Oh, by the way, screws need to be on the right. So if I'm looking at it, screws are on my right here. And then you just tighten it. I like to do couple twists on top, couple twists on bottom, then go back to the top, go back to the bottom. I just like to do that so that I know that it's even, there's even pressure around the reed and the mouthpiece with the ligature. So there's not too much on top, too much on bottom. Anything like that. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Now, our first sounds on the instrument are on this part of the instrument. The embouchure formation, obviously you sit with good posture. Always, every wind instrument we play, we sit with good posture so we can take in adequate amount of air and it can be released properly without too much tension. We all know that. We need to do that. And we need to bring this to our face. We don't need to bring it down, we don't do that. And similar to clarinet, you're going to pull the lower lip over your top teeth as like a pad. And that's where not the mouthpiece, the reed is going to rest on your lips. And then you're going to want to bring it in and place it on this part of your mouth. And when you bring it in, you're going to want to move your lips forward just a little bit, not puckering, but this is I'm going to exaggerate a little bit. So start like this, and then just like that. That wasn't too much of an exaggeration, but and now watch when I put it in my mouth. I just do that so that I make sure there is a seal around the mouthpiece and the reed. And once you have that, you have your lips, you have everything set up properly. You should get a good sound after you've taken a Full breath. Oh, I almost forgot. When you put it in your mouth, you don't want it to be up. You want a slight downward angle. Just a little bit, not as much as on clarinet, but just a little downward angle. And before you make your sound, we're going to go ooh, kind of like that. Ooh, but no vocal cords, obviously. So, big deep breath. Let's try. Let's try. Bring the lips forward. Okay. Now you guys can work on that.